Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. We're Dos Cavazos, and today we are watching the 9th episode of Steins Gate.
9th episode of Steins Gate, Homeostasis Part 2. Lots of crazy stuff going on. It's really getting exciting.
It's starting to pick up. It seems like, I don't want to say we're quite there yet. I'm trying to figure out or understand everything that's necessarily going on here. But the plot is still advancing, and I feel like we're inching our way there.
I feel like we also have a tangible storyline to follow now. I mean, we had the storyline, but we have something to grasp, you know?
Well, in the early onset, we had to even piece together that this show was even about, some form of time travel in and of itself. So we got that now, and we're kind of left here to wonder what the heck is going on now with the fact that we sent this message back in time, and we're kind of left to wonder, what exactly has it, done? Because we speculated in the last episode that the more and more dramatic, or even maybe the more and more they send things back that kind of are game-changing events, whereas opposed to sending back bananas, which could be just minuscule events that doesn't really affect anybody in the grand scheme of things, a lot more stuff's gonna change.
Yeah.
And a lot of that could be bad, some of it could be good. We're not really sure yet. This whole message that Ruka wanted to send back, I mean, there's no guarantee it was even gonna work in the first place. The whole aspect about, what can cause you to have a boy or what could cause you to have a girl, during conception or not. I mean, I feel like that could be a stretch, but obviously Moeka didn't remember meeting the rest of the group, or vice versa, I should say, except for Okabe. So something there happened.
My worry is that something dramatic in the outside world's gonna change, because obviously we saw Okabe turn around and see everybody there. So everybody's in this room. I'm like, is something else different in the outside world? Are they gonna continue doing these experiments, and it's gonna become more and more dramatic of changes as they go? Because we started at Goop, and now we've gotten to the point where certain people haven't met each other yet.
Yeah.
So it's slowly sliding, I think, going down a slippery slope.
Yeah.
And I'm ready for all the chaos. I want it. I need it. Crave it.
Well, sending a message back 17, 18 years to in and of itself, that's a lot of period of time that stuff could have changed. So what could have changed in almost 2 decades? Before we get into today's video, we want to let you know that you could watch the next 3 edited YouTube reactions for Steins Gate right now over on our Patreon. If you subscribe to our lowest tier, you'll be 1 episode ahead. If you subscribe to our middle tier, you'll be 2 episodes ahead. And if you subscribe to our largest tier, you'll be 3 episodes ahead. In addition to that, we are completely done with this series right now on our Patreon. It is available at our middle tier in the watch-along format, where you sync a copy of your footage up to our reactions. And if you want to check that out, as well as all the other shows that we're doing over there, go ahead and check out the link down in the description below.
My notes and my feather pen. I have a feather pen for the show.
The time machine will be fully operational with 1 or 2... mind your business.
You're too loose-lipped with that information. I'm gonna have to take on another friggin'
Everyone's an agent. I trust no one.
Aw, having trouble choosing?
Because it's the Matrix.
Yeah.
Oh, she looked too close.
God, you get the come hither stare. Seriously? I want you to die of fire.
From each other, my darling.
You really believe me liable to crack under
Are they
such a
dating now?
display?
Could that be a thing?
Or she's just the Fed.
How about you, darling?
Rest assured, he's just as strong as I.
Text messages into the
Oh my God! What the fuck are y'all doing?
I'm ready to take extreme notes. I feel like this is the type of show.
There's just a lot of fine details that you have to pay attention to.
I think I said the word homeostasis wrong earlier. I remember one time in 7th grade.
How do you say it?
I think it's homeostasis. I said homoestasis. I switched the O and the E.
I've never said it that way.
How do you say it?
Homeostasis.
I
didn't even know
I remember
that was a
7th grade.
Mistake.
Okay, well maybe I just made my common mistake. Anyway, at 7th grade, they were trying to get us to say these words, and for whatever reason, they were okay, repeat after me. How do you say it? Homeostasis. They're homeostasis. And then we had to say it 10 billion times.
Say how you say it.
Homoestasis.
Homoestasis. So you just, I
just mixed the O and the E up, but it makes sense in my head, but it's not right. Anyway, I'm just saying.
Homie. You're my homie.
But they made us just sit there and just repeat 10 times. I don't know why. I have no idea. It's the weirdest thing. They were you're gonna memorize this.
And you still haven't memorized it?
Well, it was to teach us what it meant, and I have no idea what it meant. And I said and I only know the word wrong, so obviously that method
was not successful.
Teaching did not work. So, 7th grade teacher,
you failed me.
Why do you always have to be so predictable?
Is this the building that the stuff happened in? No. Okay.
What's up with her? Who was she talking to? If it was her dad, then my theory about him dying But no, she doesn't have a contact with him, so we'll see. Ooh, but what if that changed things?
It wasn't what it looked like. Things are complicated, okay? Don't even think about going there.
I didn't breach
Makes
the
it seem
rules.
like something's
Significant other?
complicated.
Well, I don't want to talk about it.
Sounds like you want to talk about it.
She gonna come talk about it? That's me. That's so me.
It's like, don't give me your attention, but give me your attention.
Exposed.
Christina,
Go away, don't talk to me.
I cherish our friendship. I'm here to listen, so...
Seriously?
What?
She took the bait? Yes, wrapped around my little finger like a mobster's pinky ring.
Aw, that was mean.
Well, I guess. Because every time they use it, it feels like Ocarina's further away.
What's that supposed to mean? I still have a lot of
Questions with her?
questions with her. I feel like I was trying to think of a better word. Reservations? I don't know. You're like innocent, but too innocent. Gosh.
The organization has infiltrated and demoralized my constituency.
He needs to find a girlfriend.
But if you think we should try shoving a whole person across the boundary, go right
This is
Oh,
how you turn into goop.
no. Oh my gosh.
Schooled.
I feel like that's gonna happen.
All right,
at some point.
that seems like foreshadowing.
Remember that scene when he was
Yeah.
like envisioning his hand?
Daru, how's the hacking coming along?
I got zilch, man. Sorry. Until we can crack the proprietary code the companion server's built on, we're basically spinning our wheels.
Is that not what the IBN is for?
Make it sound like we got one on tap.
What are you saying?
What are you saying?
I thought we
They haven't got it
deciphered the
yet.
code already.
What?
I'm good, but not that good.
This
he
didn't
did
happen,
that.
yeah.
The 5100 then.
Dude,
Oh.
how the fraction I know?
Wait, what?
Nonsense.
I'm so
Like the
fucking-
computer?
Yeah.
They don't have it?
Yeah.
Did What's-Her-Face take it, or did they never get it? But then,
In this reality, did you let Moeka take it?
Located the 5100 and brought it here?
I don't see how we could have. We don't have the first clue where one is.
oh
my
my
gosh.
gosh!
Did nobody leave it for him because it changed?
Because didn't they get it from, like,
Somebody
Ruka's
left
family,
it
right?
from Ruka's dad. It was left, and they kind of said
So-
somebody would pick it up one day.
So where's the IBN in this world line?
No idea. Where was it?
You need to go to Ruka's house.
Thing is, it disappeared.
Disappeared
I feel
means
like
someone took it?
Moeka, right?
Mocha, right? Gotta.
I mean, she was the one who wanted to take it, remember?
What is that?
Limited edition swag. I've got zero impulse control.
Us at the mall.
Yeah.
So relatable, this show.
Why are you even here? You should be holding down the fort.
The hell with a bunch of that ass munch. I'm not letting you drop in on Ferris at home without me there.
Who gets to tag along? It's not fair if I can't.
IBN 5100.
What is this all about? Was that Mocha?
I mean, maybe? Yes, there she is. Get her.
But did he hear that? Like, was that just artistic, or was that...
I don't know. Let's see.
What the
What
heck?
happened to her?
I don't understand. It's supposed to be here. Do you know where it is?
To you? Obviously she doesn't, but...
Did someone take it from you?
You don't know?
Was it freaking Amane?
I don't
Like,
know.
so it kind of
I mean,
did
it makes
what
it like even more confusing now that like the events that happened don't necessarily mean that they've happened anymore.
Let's see. It's on the top floor.
All we know is they know Mocha now. Okay. Good to know for the timeline. Thanks.
The young mistress will be with you all in just a moment. Please wait here.
So, this is where she lives. Does she need to work? Oh,
Like ants from here.
God.
Oh dear.
You're never getting him back.
Like, what the heck?
Ferris?
Yes?
The opulence of your living quarters begs a rather obvious question. Do you not agree?
Stop speaking cat. It's not funny and it's not cute. We're here for science.
My family owns a great deal of land here in Akihabara. Most of it, as a matter of fact.
Gosh. Is her family CERN?
Ooh.
Who just has money like that, you know? In a city. And resources.
Now, I don't know about her family is CERN
But, like,
so much as
part
they're
of-
highly involved with.
I'm adding Ferris to my sus list.
I'd just like to use email for myself one time.
What the heck?
Oh, someone who doesn't like to freaking live in the past and live in the moment, huh? You liar.
Something weird's gonna happen.
What
You can't
happened to
just
not
keep
living
bringing
with
people
regret?
lab members.
So what does it say?
Something.
Oh, she
It's
doesn't.
not. No, we have no secrets in this laboratory.
Laboratory.
Boys aren't allowed to pry into a girl's private life.
I don't like her. I'm sorry. I can't. You tell us.
Okay, fine.
Ah,
No, don't let her send something you haven't read.
This is such a bad idea. This feather pen like brings out the worst in
Step
me.
2. I require a status report. We have full discharge. Go for it now.
Oh my gosh,
gosh.
no. This is gonna fuck shit up.
I feel like it's about CERN. I don't know.
What's about to happen?
Every time they do this, I get so freaking excited.
Who the fuck is that?
Was that the same butler?
That?
No, that's not the same one.
No.
Daddy!
Her dad.
Daddy.
Her dad died? Her dad's alive here.
Did
Maybe?
she tell him like
Or-
don't go somewhere or don't?
Maybe.
You know?
That had to be it, right? I mean, I don't really know if that was the thing, because she said her family owns
Yeah.
the
but,
town.
But they focused on him that just was here that wasn't before, you know.
You do know that Nakano's not exactly on the way home, right?
Yeah, sure be nice if they opened up a shop around here someday where I could buy one.
Have you lost your senses? Our backyard is lousy with such...
Wait,
was
what?
this? It's not the TV place?
Gotten where we live, dude?
What? Oh my gosh. What the fuck is all changed? Oh my goodness.
So they don't live there.
I mean, and then also that freaking
right. It's not the same store.
So where's Amane? Because that was like the storefront, right? Of like the bald guy that like was just like,
Yeah. So this show is getting, for me at least, so interesting. Even though like there's still things I don't know what's going on, I just am like, something about the story is like so entrancing. It's just so exciting to watch. And even though I like freak out every time they do something, like send something in the past, I'm like so excited to see the outcome, in which this was the most dramatic outcome we have seen thus far.
Absolutely, and we kind of mentioned it before this episode. You were specifically saying that, you know, things are going to get more drastic out in the outside world. I wonder where their home is now. So I'm assuming it's close to that place that my Yuri wanted to go check out, but that kind of like begs the question, what happened to the people who was like their landlord? And Amane, she's not working there anymore, obviously, unless they're at their other place too. That would be kind of crazy to me. If they happen to transition with them and they're actually with them,
It's like,
that would make me still be more suspicious of Amane, saying that she is following.
Yes, because it's
Somewhere.
like, what are the odds that you would have both been at the same place in a different place? Also, on my notes, I wrote Ferris equals sus. I don't know if she's sus as much anymore. I'm still confused about it, because it's like, we don't know what she sent to the past, but all of a sudden her dad was there, and that was a big emphasis.
And we didn't know if her dad died or anything like that.
But it's like, why was he just there now?
Exactly. So that it makes emphasis as to point, like, to him. Like, he was something that changed that wasn't supposed to. Or, like, you know, he was there.
Something about him, yeah.
And we talked about a possibility, the fact that this family is so rich could be some sort of connection to CERN.
It could be a stretch,
I think it'd
but
be
also
probable
not
as well too,
necessarily.
because I mean, like, if we're talking about CERN as like this
company
massive
that has
company,
massive resources, you would assume.
I feel like it's a realistic like theory to think that.
Okabe is also starting to piece together the possibility that the more and more they do this, they're not just necessarily changing small things like they had originally thought. There could be potentials that they're changing things that they can never revert.
Yeah.
So at one point they did something and then it like changed back. So that was interesting.
Yeah, that one kind of confused me a little bit.
Thing.
Yeah, when they said that, like, okay, she did meet Moeka and then she came to the lab. So that
was like, it's like these small things that are kind of confusing. But then Okabe even said, what is out there that I don't know about? Like,
I'm sure
all these
there's a lot.
changes. And what if this stuff is happening to other people in the world that he has no idea? And it's like big things. Like, I mean, all it takes is one person that you don't know that didn't do something, and then like something wasn't invented or something didn't happen or a big historical event changed.
Which, you know, the people who those happen to, it wouldn't necessarily be like something they would obviously know, because it's just like their life as they know it. So I don't really know. I mean, it's really foreshadowing that is happening. That something out there is definitely happening, and it's going to be pretty drastic in my opinion, and I feel like it's only going to get more and more drastic the more and more they continue to do this, which is interesting in and of itself because they're pursuing it constantly. You know, at some point, like, when are you going to be like, okay, I mean, it's not going to happen. Okabe's going to keep pursuing it, but like it's only going to make things worse, and I think eventually lead to, like, you know, the whole thing with Teeter and mentioning like the end of the world type of thing. I feel like that's what it's going to end up leading to. Yeah, and I think that he still is the person who invented the time machine outright, and like what is going to end up happening is the direct result of Okabe and his association with Makise. Because Amane has some inside information that she's alluded to several times that connection is something that's not positive. She says it's going to be the end of you, and she glares at her every time she sees her. She obviously has some inside information. I wonder when we're going to get that, because I feel like she is the key to finding out what's really going on here. Like, Okabe and her are going to have to speak. She's going to have to speak openly to Okabe and finally admit who she is. Teeter. Possibly.
My theory about how the show is gonna go is that he's going to, I mean, they're starting just by pursuing knowledge. At some point, I feel like they're gonna mess up really bad, and Okabe's gonna try to keep doing it to change things, and in turn cause like destruction, because like he said it here, there's things that we might not be able to change back. I just can see this just getting darker and darker. Like, it just feels like it. Like, it started small and we're starting to get more and more dramatic. I feel like something's gonna be really messed up, but then that brings in the whole question about like who even is CERN and like the goop people.
And also, this was like kind of a smaller detail that happened earlier in the episode, but what was up with Makise on the phone? Like, she was on the phone and she was kind of flipping out.
Who do you know? Like, who is your friend?
And did something change because of like those other like emails that happened? And you know, she made I've been speculating, I should say, that her father may have been one of the people who got sent back in time and turned into goop, and maybe that's why she doesn't talk to him. If I remember correctly, it wasn't an outright saying that he died, but that she hadn't seen him since, like, you know, she was like young, or I forgot the timeline. I think it was like 7 years or something like that. And then she also kind of made reference to conspiracies, like, oh, this again, or something like that, almost kind of thinking like she knew somebody in the past who was like that. I'm only reading in between the lines and thinking that was her father going into like time machine, and maybe that was like her motivation to, like, you know, disprove time travel, because maybe the dad made his life completely about time travel, and she's like, no, it doesn't exist, it doesn't happen, it can't happen. And obviously that's, in my opinion, why she's so enamored with all of this, because if it does happen, which obviously it's happening now, it changes everything. And I said it in the last episode, if I'm not mistaken, but we obviously saw Makise die in the first episode, and things kind of went back. And like now seeing like this play out, we know, I think that a message got sent back that kept her from dying.
Right.
There was still somebody up on the roof. I still think that could have been Amane who killed her. You remember when he got up on the roof with the satellite?
Yeah, but now that you say that though, we saw that in the past of us. So does that mean that, like...
Oh, you're gonna confuse me.
Hold on, I know. Are you ready?
Yeah.
I have to draw it.
You have to draw it out, put a chart.
Are we ready? I have my mind set on this. That did not make any sense what I just said. Okay, so this is us when we started watching the show.
Yeah.
And this is when she died in the show. And now we're like over here, and she's alive. So she died back then, and like all that thing's like switched.
But you remember they talked about the butterfly effect,
and then she was like, I know, but I'm saying like if this would have gone back, it would have affected when we first started without us even realizing.
But this Okabe could be a split timeline Okabe that took place from after that timeline, because he remembers her dying. He remembered her dying, remember?
Yeah, I know, but
so he would have that memory because he's that 1% or whatever.
But like the fact that there was like a flip, so a message had gotten sent. Do you think at some point he's gonna try to send the like at some point
like
she's gonna die?
Like he does it in the future?
Yes, like his future, like days of futures past, like futures past.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, you know, there's possibilities, but at this point, what I still think is that satellite is from the future, and
Oh,
possibly.
I forgot about the freaking satellite. That's
I
a
feel
whole
like the
nother
satellite
thing.
came from the future, and because nobody claimed it as to, took responsibility for it, and I feel like the person on the roof was Amane, and somebody, possibly Okabe, in the future sends that, and then it changes
Watch
things from
Okabe
there.
kill her. I'm just kidding.
I mean, I feel like
I
he's
don't think
gonna
so.
he's gonna send the message, or he's gonna do something to prevent her from getting killed, and maybe that's his undoing. And maybe the world's
that messes
undoing.
something up.
Like maybe she needed to die. Like maybe it's like
But
like
then-
Tony
but-
Stark,
no,
like he
but-
needs to die.
That goes back to my thing, my timeline.
Mm-hmm.
We saw it continue. So, like,
For
we
now.
I guess maybe something still could happen that she didn't die because
I mean, I feel like, you know, there's just so many theories with time
I
travel.
feel like you know the meme where the guy's like, and it's like all the numbers behind him, like the conspiracy theory, like, you know, like you.
Oh,
like
it's
the meme.
yeah, it's the guy from
Right.
Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah, and he's like,
he has like all the connections of the dots in the background.
Like me with my timeline, I'm like,
It's just a line with two circles.
it's like, oh my god.
Like that's what you wanted me to like. Okay, this is the timeline. That's what you needed to stop and draw. Like it's literally a line, 3 circles and a line going through it with a freaking arch.
Because that's him to the back.
I know, but like I feel like you could have contextualized that without having to draw it.
I'm a visual person. Alright, well thank you so much for watching, and if you haven't already, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you can stay notified for our future videos.
Also, head over to our Patreon if you want to watch our full-length reaction to the series. We upload them over there. The link's down in the description below.
Alright, we'll see you next time.
Bye, everyone.